Hello and welcome back. What's a fairly, beyond fairly, eventful sales day? Again, when I make these, it's $200 or more. So if I'm making them back to back, day wise, means that it's $200 more. It's actually 456 of 18 items going out, and the 24 hours isn't even done yet. It's almost 9 o'clock now. So it turned out to be pretty good, really good for just the quantity that's going out. So for doing that math, 25, right around there, $25 each. So it's a lot of bread and butter stuff that's in there. And I was just telling that to my wife last night. It's a lot of just bread and butter. It's that aspect again that if you don't have those 12, 15, $20 items, regardless if you do free shipping or you charge for shipping, which I do free shipping on everything except auctions. All those smaller things, value wise, they do add up quite a bit. And with any type of sales, be thankful for anything. Good way how to say this. I don't think you really have to be as thankful for selling things that have sales history and are in a relative demand. But as for retired physical media, there's always that. But when things are limited, such as physical media, I mean, everything that's produced is limited. If you're to name off some book where there weren't that many made, so there's that whole aspect. Another kind of strange aspect is listing things and getting the sudden when you go to ship it, it's going to something that you recognize or someone that you recognize. And this is a case in point for something that sold not last year, the year before. However, I did post what I'm about to say on Facebook when I went to package and send this item out. So I don't remember why, even last night, I decided to look this up. So Netflix bought a bag that I had. The one Netflix bought is one, it's called the Delana, Delana. So last night, we start watching the show upstairs in bed on a smaller, older TV, so it's difficult to really see the details. Unlike on the PC, if I'm watching something, I can stop, I can screenshot and hit Control and the plus sign and zoom in. The few that I did see so far are not the one. By me referring to the one picture I can refer to, see that the one that Robert De Niro was using seems like, for the most part, is not the one. But we're only 2 episodes in out of, I think there's 6 total out of the show. So the show is called 0 Day. And what I understand so far, Robert De Niro is the ex-president. And if you watch at least the first 15 minutes of the first episode, it is a very, very, best way how to say this, very, very parallel jab at what's going on now. Very parallel jab. But the one that, at least in the scenes that I saw, that one has a lot. It's much darker and it has a lot of zippers. The one that I sold, like all these little corner parts right here, would be extremely worn out. So there's a lot of distressed, so on and so forth. So that's one instance of listing things that you have and you just never know who's going to buy it. I had a Charles Portis book. I think it was just called Atlantis. That book sold to, I forget the guy's name, but he's the chief editor at Crown Publishing, which is part of Penguin. I want to say it's Penguin, which is part of Random House. And that book, I think I got $130 for. I don't remember if it was a book club. I'll have to look it back up to see more specifically. And there was one, the name looked familiar, and it was a senator. It was a book that went to a senator. I don't even remember how long ago. Maybe a couple years. I don't remember. But it's just kind of those strange things that even organizations and companies like this shop on eBay. So you just never know the randomness on who's going to buy what for which reason. To me, I got paid. Item got shipped. Speaking of paid items that need shipped, let's find out what sold. This American Pictures paperback, got it not too long ago, maybe a couple months ago. 44. This Pascal, Rage, Sadie, whichever it is, listed a handful of days ago, within a week. 19. This Can-Am Story of Speed Story DVD. 15. Dramatics Joyride CD. 25. And if you're new here and I name a price, I round up or round down. So this is 25, 23. So it's 25. The one previous was 1460, so it's 15. The Boy, the Mole, the Horse, whichever this book, this is probably the fourth or fifth copy of this I've sold. 22. This Left Bank Walk, the Left Bankle, I don't know, but $13 for this 45. Todd Rundgren CD 17. This is what I mean by, as you're just kind of sifting with your hand looking at CDs, this looks really different. And if you didn't know the album, you can't see who made it, who the artist is, without knowing, where exactly to look. In a quick read of it, it's just different. And sure enough, I put it on a stack, scan it, comes up enough for me to buy. Convergence Long Road Home DVD set, or 2-disc set, probably a DVD and a CD. 19. This Mark Anthony El Cantante CD soundtrack. 18. This An Actor Prepares hardcover. So though I only got 14, less than 14 for it, it's a book I've had for almost 2 years, and it's had enough attention with me looking at the view counter. When the view counter shows 3 and it's at least 3 months old, I click on it and I see if it has 4, 5, 6, however many views, and then I decide to take it down if it's at least 4, 5, 6 plus, and reprice it. So that's happened many times over the years. This one was just repriced with a handful of days ago, so probably over the weekend, and eventually it sold. $14. Not a whole lot, but it's better than just being like, oh, that item is just never going to sell, so I'll take it, throw it out. No, eventually it did sell. I'm not making, I'm not retiring on it, but I'm getting something back as opposed to getting zero. This Taylor Swift Midnights. This is the third Taylor Swift. I sold 2 yesterday. This one is open, and my understanding is when I was looking this up, there are different color variations to this cover. I don't remember exactly how it is or why I priced it that way. Maybe there were a bunch that were low price, but they can sell for higher, and so I listed mine higher and wait for the right person to come in. Someone came in, sent a handful of messages, and like, hey, are you able to do a better offer or a better price? I'm like, yeah, I mean, what are you looking for? They said the price, like that works for me. Went ahead and sent the offer. Here we go, $50. Jean-Luc Ponty, Imaginary Voyage CD, 16. This Pet Daily, looking back, kind of like this is like the Jimmy Buffett esque island music, calypso type music. 24. Here's a paperback of a Three Investigators. So these I got four of these keyhole. So the ones with the keyholes. As far as my understanding, the ones with the keyholes are going to be the paperbacks. Got four of these keyhole books. I don't remember where now. In a sourcing video. Probably paid $1, maybe small change, but this one sold for 30. Fritz and the Tantrums on Gatefold. 19. These tortoise design Ray-Ban frames. 28. 8.5 Women DVD. 20. And Pee Wee Herman clamshell VHS. 19. So that's 18 items, 456 total, 408 product costs received. And it's probably, well, it's 9 o'clock now, 9:08. So my day for sales wise usually isn't done until about noon. And why that time is because I'm going to, when I finish the video, it goes in, starts getting edited at the point where it's being uploaded to be posted, which is usually right around noon. If while I'm still editing, I get sales, I will post that in the final screenshot of what the sales are. So that could differ from what I say. Right around that 11:30 time frame is pretty much when it's done and I start packaging, sometimes around noon. So that's when my packaging time frame ends. So it's 3 hours before that yet. So it turned out to be a pretty good bread and butter day. The other thing, and then I'm going to end this because 30 minutes in right now. The other thing, so yesterday did rain for the most part. So I just went down to Chardon, the Discovery store, and I found actually quite a bit there, which is fairly unusual. It really wasn't enough quantity and value listable wise. So those will be separate but added in today's video. And today, if I'm out by noon, I could go a little farther out. And sometimes I just, if it's pushing 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I know I can't go 45 minutes, an hour out and hit 5, 6 stores within that time frame, such as I wanted to go to Avon. That way, if I'm hitting every single store from the first one, not including the little random one way up when I went up there like 3 weeks ago. If I just go to the regular ones, there's 8 that I can go to. And even if I'm only spending half an hour in each, that's still 4 hours, not including the roughly 15 minutes drive time. So that's 6 hours, an hour there, an hour back. That's 7, 8 plus. So if I leave at 1, how am I going to get to the last ones when most of the stores around here close at 8, right? So if I go somewhere, this is where if you do routes, this is where you need to know on which stores cover a lot, which stores you can go into, and you can look at all of their stuff and still even scan 15, 20 things and be done in a half an hour. And you need to know that there's stores that you walk into and you're only going to be halfway done in a half an hour. And you'll be there for an hour and a half. So to have all those calculations and roughly in your head on how long it takes to be in each store, the driving, you could figure, well, if you're leaving late, where can you go? Well, I know where I can go if I'm leaving at 1. I'm not trying to do that today because at doing this, all that little time adds up. And all the little time I'm doing standing here talking is adding up, which I manage my time, after when I go. So if I know I have plenty of time, if I'm leaving before noon, I know I can go places. If I'm leaving at 1:30, give or take. I know I can go, if it's 2 o'clock, like I did yesterday, it was almost 2:30 when I left. Like, where can I go? And I went down to Chardon, and I went to the Goodwill down there, and the Goodwill had nothing. Chardon had everything. And I stepped to the Goodwill up here, and they had one DVD. It was a Tony Hawk's skate tour sealed. It was only like $20, and I'm not going to wait in line for that one item. If you like what you heard, like what you saw, like what you learned, thingy going up, make a comment down below, sub, share. Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps me help you help other people. Appreciate it. Thank you.